Monica Sorensen with my Ka-Pow Life. I wanted to drop in here today because I'm about 2.5 weeks away from stage for my first competition back, my debut after being away for 4 years. And I'm making great progress and have had a lot of time to compare how Ka-Pow body training has been different than the traditional training that I'm used to. I want to on the onset say that if you are a longtime bodybuilder and you're in that traditional way of training and you're eating 6 times a day and doing all of the supplements and all that and it's working for you, kudos. For me, I didn't expect to ever compete again. I did my last competition back in 2016, October of 2016. So it's been about 3.5 years. And after going hardcore training for 3 years, competing and doing that competition prep, eating that 6 times a day and taking all of the different supplements that you normally take, my body wore out. My last competition, I gained about 30 pounds in about 3 months. Now for some that might seem normal, and I even went to a doctor who said, oh, that's normal. For me, it didn't feel normal. The whole reason I got into competing and stepped my foot on stage the very first time was because I was really looking to create a new lifestyle. I didn't want to get to the peak of my body performance and how I look and then lose it all. In my mind, that defeated the purpose, but that's exactly what happened. So after a lot of research, I found the concept of fasting. Started out with intermittent fasting, combined some intermittent fasting with the keto lifestyle, ketogenic lifestyle. If you know about getting your body into ketosis, you're using your body's own body fat for fuel instead of the glycogen and glucose stores. Worked a little bit, but I still wasn't getting the results that I wanted. Besides wanting to get my body back, I was also really dealing with severe metabolic syndrome, which happens a lot with some bodybuilders. I've had a lot of women bikini competitors reach out to me and have been dealing with the same types of things from that intense training. And now I know the science behind when you're constantly feeding and reducing your calories, your metabolism actually slows down. That's what I was dealing with. But besides that, my adrenal glands were exhausted. I contribute that to, again, the intense training, a lot of the different supplements I was taking, the constant eating. My body couldn't heal. I got insulin resistance, which means I was pre-diabetic, had extremely high blood glucose. My triglycerides were off the charts. I know it would have been just a matter of probably a year. I would have been on insulin if I didn't get a hold of myself at that point and figure out what was wrong. So I was on this journey of healing myself. I didn't want to go back to that point again. Through friends and connections in my fasting support group world, I came across the snake diet. The founder is Cole Robinson, and one of his coaches, motivational coaches, is Michelene Adamo. Followed her for a year, and she turned my body around. She's a whiz at the fasting lifestyle and incorporating whole food nutrition to help rid your body of fat and heal your body. And that's exactly what happened. I learned how to start controlling my body. I learned how to set a new body weight. I was learning how to increase my metabolism. Along with that came more confidence in myself. And I thought, I want to take these concepts to the stage. Now I understand what impacts my body. Again, if the traditional way works for you, awesome. But for me, it didn't. And so I wanted to take this knowledge and see what could happen with Michelene Adamo's coaching to take this fasting competition bikini prep, fasting bikini prep competition to stage. So that's what we've done. And so now I've been able to look at the differences, and I really want to share these with you. Just briefly going through my observation, I would say if you want a deeper understanding of what some of these things mean, message me, but I would contact Michelene Adamo. At the end, I will post her website. She's also on Instagram, because this could be the answer for you the way that it is for me. So the first thing I would say that is very different from the traditional way of competing or prepping, right, is the fasting. It is a daily thing that I incorporate and that Michelene guides me on. I don't eat 6 times a day. I don't have to. Can I tell you what a relief that is? I don't have to every Sunday spend 3 hours prepping my meals. I don't have to fill my refrigerator with 6 different meals. I'm saving money, and I don't have to cart my food with me everywhere. Here's what else is the difference. I'm not always hungry. That's the interesting thing. When you're fasting, your hormones get regulated. 2 of those hormones is leptin and ghrelin. Those regulate when you feel hungry and when you don't feel hungry. And when you're fasting regularly and it's a part of your lifestyle, those things balance out so you don't feel hunger. That has been a huge relief. When I was eating 6 times a day, I had those triggers. Every 3 hours, my body knew it's time to eat, it's time to eat. I always felt hungry, and many times just never felt satisfied after I ate. But that's part of the issue. People will say, well, doesn't fasting deplete your muscle? Actually, after 18 hours, 16 to 18 hours of fasting continuously, your body starts to increase naturally your human growth hormone. And so my body is retaining muscle and building muscle because of the macros that I'm eating, the way that Michelene guides me. So my muscle's not being depleted. I'm developing. I'm not hungry all the time, and I don't have to cart my food everywhere. So that is a huge win for me. The second thing is the training. I strength train my total body 3 times a week for an hour, and then I do cardio 4 times a week. My body is not depleted. I don't feel exhausted. There were many, many times in the traditional training that I felt so depleted, I didn't know if I could take another step, and I was pushing myself hard. Here's the thing. When you're reducing calories and eating a lot, and depending on the macros that you're eating, if they're higher in certain macros, you're actually depleting muscle that way. So I'm saving muscle and I'm training less, because when you're incorporating fasting in your meal planning, you're building muscle while you're burning fat. My energy is up and I don't feel depleted. So that's the second thing, is training. You might ask, well, how do you have that energy to work out? I am eating every single night, and I'm eating the amount of protein I need, the same exact amount of protein grams that I would eat if I was eating 6 times a day. So my body every night is building up those glycogen stores. So my next day, I can head right into my workout with plenty of energy to spare to be able to lift weights and do my cardio. So the third thing is I don't have a counter full of supplements. I'm not taking a bunch of powders, protein bars, pre-workouts, fat burners, water pills, none of that. I got to the point in my previous life competing and prepping that I had a handful of natural supplements I was taking, I could barely swallow them. There were so many. And with this diet and my meal prep with Michelene Adamo's guidance, it's whole food. Because when your body is, again, fasting, it's tapping into the nutrients that you have stored as my body's burning fat, but it's also using the whole good, nutritious, organic, grass-fed, pasture-raised food that I'm eating to supplement my body. I do take some dandelion and milk thistle. That's just to help cleanse my body. But I don't, all of my protein and all of that is coming from good, whole food. And can I tell you how satisfying it is to sit and eat a piece of chicken or steak, a very healthy size, and not have to be just drinking a bunch of protein all day? So that's my third. Finally, I will say that the biggest benefit and difference for me is my coach. Now, you may love your coach, and if you do, and all of this is working for you, awesome. For me, I have daily accountability. In my previous life, I would check in over an email and some email pictures and might, get a really brief text back. I've worked with a couple different coaches. Michelene is a daily accountability and check-in. If I have an issue or I feel concerned about something, she's there to answer that question for me. She's so knowledgeable about body chemistry, how food and fasting affects my body. Her father was a 7-time winning bodybuilder. It's been in her life for a really long time. So knowing that she understands, and she's a pro body bikini athlete. So I trust her. She understands what it takes to get to stage. She understands this fasting lifestyle, what the benefits of fasting are, and how we can use that in food to create the physique and the body that we want and that I want. So here's the closing thing. I've been doing this now close to 8 months. These last 8 weeks have been, not even 8 weeks yet, close to, it's about 6 weeks, have been prepping for bikini. But she's taught me how to maintain what I'm doing. I'm getting shredded. My macros and what I'm eating are specific for building muscle so I can get on stage and be the best that I can be. But I am confident that when I am done with my competition, I don't have to worry about the whole reverse diet thing. And am I eating too much sugar? And am I gonna bloat up and become 30 pounds heavier in 4 months? This is something I can maintain. This is an example that I can bring to my fellow bodybuilders, to my family, to my friends, that this is an actual lifestyle that you can feel good and you can feel strong and you can maintain it. So let's see where this goes. I'm so excited to represent Ka-Pow Body on stage in 2 weeks at the Motherlode in Reno, Nevada. I'm so proud to represent Michelene Adamo's coaching. And I cherish it. I don't ever want it to go away. And I know that together, she and I are partnering, hopefully to bring more people who are looking for a different way to compete and a lifestyle that they can maintain and feel the best they've ever felt. So I hope that this was helpful, giving a comparison. If you have questions, please reach out to me or Michelene. Again, I'll post our information. You can follow Michelene and learn about her fasting protocols and her Ka-Pow training on YouTube. Her channel is Snake Diet Michelene and Ka-Pow Michelene. Please subscribe to my channel, and you can go to her website, www.micheleneadamo.com. She's got different packages for training, depending on what you're looking for. If you're just someone who wants to really get in good shape and shed that fat for good and have an awesome person keeping you accountable, there's a package for that. If you want to get to stage and you're ready to be committed and experience that, there's a package for that. So look into that. Thank you for watching.